mistakes that you can make in your long-term disability insurance claim. Mistake number 11, hiring an inexperienced lawyer to handle your ERISA disability claim. A former union representative who I represented had actually helped his union purchase his disability insurance policy. And he recently told me that I was very hard to find. And I asked him, well, what do you mean by that? And he said, I looked around before I was able to find you, a lawyer who specializes in disability insurance litigation. I talked to a family lawyer, I talked to a personal injury lawyer, I even talked to some of my divorce lawyer friends. And you need to understand, and he understood, that ERISA disability law is a very narrow law. It's not like an auto claim, it's not like a workers' comp claim, certainly nothing like a divorce. And why is that? Well, the ERISA disability law is a federal law that governs ERISA disability policies. And guess what? There are generally no classes offered in law school to learn about ERISA disability. There is no uniform disability policy or plan. Carriers will have multiple versions of the same disability policy or plan for different employers and different classifications of employees. There are going to be limits on coverage for mental, nervous, and subjective condition limitations. There are offset provisions. The claims process is not like a workers' comp claim or a personal injury lawsuit. The appeals process is completely different because the appeals process is the trial of a case. You only have 180 days in which to file an appeal, and that is the trial of the case. And if you blow it, like a lot of PI lawyers blow it because they're holding their evidence for their best day, then you have made a huge mistake because you can't add any new evidence to that claims file once the claims process is completed. The litigation process is completely different. We use a standard of review. Now, a standard of review will impact how the court can look at a case and what they can consider. They didn't teach us the arbitrary and capricious standard of review in law school. In fact, most lawyers are stunned when they hear about this standard of review when I discuss it with them. And of course, the case law is completely different. So there are many reasons why this whole process is completely different than what most lawyers are taught, if they're taught anything in law school, and certainly what they learn in practice. You don't want to be their guinea pig case where they decide that they are going to become an ERISA disability attorney. So please save yourself a lot of grief. Don't hire an inexperienced a non-ERISA disability attorney. You really want to make sure that the person you hire has your best interests at heart, understands the law, and understands how to prepare a winning application or to appeal a wrongful denial or termination of your benefits. Call us at 727-894-3188. And in our next episode, I'm going to talk about why you may think hiring an ERISA disability attorney is something you can't afford.